I know we all love the Browns in this town, and I'm sure if the Browns had tickets and season tickets to buy for minicamp, there would be people out there that would do it. There is so much hype, so much conversation, and so much just focused on the Browns quarterback situation at a point of the offseason that it matters, but it doesn't really. And I think the Browns are kind of maybe messing with some of us out there on how they're handling their quarterback situation between the four guys. I know this, one of them's going to start week one for the Browns. Your guess is almost as good as mine, but I got some thoughts on that. Shador's looking all right. We'll dive into what I think the Browns might be doing. God, man, do I love beating the Yankees. There's only one. We recorded on Thursday. We'll see how it goes on Thursday night. But we got some all-star voting coming up. Do we need to start the push now for Daniel Schneemann? I'm ready to jump on that bandwagon. No one has best WAR among second basemen in the AL, Ryan, for Daniel Schneemann. So we'll talk about that. Got to dive into college football. I really upset Ryan when I told him what Ryan Day had to say about automatic qualifiers in college football. We'll get to that. We got the grid and our NBA Finals predictions all coming your way right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. So happy to have you alongside on this week's edition of the show. The Rock on Fridays, 4 o'clock. And, of course, you can always catch the show Thursday nights on Big Play on our social channels at Matt Fontana Show and presented by our great friends at Garage Beer, Fairway Ford, and Pure AV. So the quarterback, it's always been this way, right? Browns quarterback situation, especially because it's been a lot of ups and downs and turnovers on the field and turnover with people, actually, now that I think about it. But there's been a lot there where we're all grabbing on. We're just so interested. And it boggles my mind that we are here at training camp, or not mini camp. We're not even at training camp. And Ryan, I tell you this, as somebody, I've been out in Berea, covered the team for a long time. I have never seen something like this. Seriously. And it was like, Baker, when he was here, okay, he was the starter. And how long before he takes over? Okay, he's got it. The Watson stuff, at least we sat out there and knew Deshaun Watson was going to start. The year he got here, there was so much about the off-the-field stuff, but you knew Jacoby Brissett was going to start. I was out there when it was Kaiser and Kessler, and there's something like this that is just so... It seems to be wide open. I've never seen something like this, where there's a lot of great media people in this town, and trust me, I respect a lot of them. I'm friends with a lot of them. They mean a lot to me. But and I'm not calling anybody liars on this, right? I hear one thing, 2 seconds later, I hear the complete opposite. It's because nobody really has a grasp on what's going on. You want to know who I really think is just kind of open? Is the Browns. I don't think they know what is going on yet. So we're all sitting here wrapped up with this. And I'd be lying if I didn't say this just as a fan. Some of it is just driving me insane. The stadium stuff, I'm done. We're not going to bring it up on the show. I'm so over that. They're going to Brook Park. God bless. Whatever. Good luck. But the quarterback stuff, it's starting to get to me, man. It's starting to drive me insane. And I can only imagine the players, as much as they try to lock it out, it's got to be hard for them too. Everybody wants an answer to a question. The test hasn't even started yet. It's like we're getting ready to take the ACT. And did you practice test for the ACT?
I did one.
Yeah, I did one too. How many times did you take the ACT?
I only took it once. I got my score I wanted, and I said, I am not wasting my money or time on taking this again.
I took it once. They always say you get a higher score the second time. And I was respectable. I think I got a 24 on mine, 24, 25. And then I got one above the next time. So that was it. It got me to a great college, and here I am today. So it all worked out. But everybody's trying to answer this question, and I go, the test hasn't even started yet. The test is in 3 months. And the Browns are sitting here trying to figure this all out. Tommy Reese comes out and says, well, it could be any four of these guys. And I do believe him. But the thing is, here's the analogy I got for it. It's like they're going to run a 40-yard dash. But Joe Flacco is going to start on the 12-yard line. Kenny Pickett gets to start on the 5-yard line.
Joe Flacco probably needs at least 20 yards head start.
He probably needs it. And then Shador and Dylan Gabriel are on the goal line, and they probably run them both down, to be honest. But you get what I'm saying? There's an inherent gap there because Flacco is Flacco, Pickett is played, and these guys just got here. it doesn't mean that they can't close that gap, but right now it's there. So as they sit there and open this camp up and try to analyze every throw, which I know we're all trying to do as well, my whole point is like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. And I get it that we're starved for this. And it actually comes back to a lot of people expect the Browns to compete this year. I kind of don't. So that's why I'm a little different maybe than how I view people. I want them to win games and I want them to do well, but I think I just see the big picture, as other people do as well, about where this team is actually going to go. So for me, I'm just kind of kicking my feet back and go, hey, man, let these guys compete. Let them fight it out. Let them figure it out, because you don't need that answer today, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I know we kind of talk about this and say this every week, but there's that fine line between, well, do you want to win and compete and give your opportunity to win the best? That's probably Joe Flacco. If not, and you want to find out if one of these guys is your franchise quarterback, well, then there would quite literally be no sense in even starting Joe Flacco. If anything, you just keep him on your roster for now through camp as a mentor. I know he doesn't mentor is a weird topic for Joe Flacco, of course.
Yeah.
But I do think the quarterback battle is actually kind of refreshing, Matt, because, I mean, for the longest time, at least the last couple of years, it was no matter how pathetic Deshaun Watson looked, you were going to roll him out there as starting quarterback because of the money. And fans didn't want that, but that was just the reality. Well, now that's not the case coming off a second Achilles tear. You know, at least we agree and assume that Deshaun Watson isn't going to take another snap starting for the Cleveland Browns. So I find it a bit refreshing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and it is you're refreshing maybe, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but it's like refreshing because we are kind of finally moving past the Watson
it's
thing.
Just, Matt, when we talk about this, it's hope. Everybody wants hope. And now you have three outside of Joe Flacco, because you know that's not the answer. You have hope and three guys that could potentially be what you expected when you traded for Deshaun Watson.
I'll give you a fourth one. Somebody in the draft in 2026.
Right.
You know, that could be there. And we've talked about that on this show before. You ain't going anywhere until you find that quarterback. And it could be one of these guys. I frankly hope it is, because that's the easiest. But at least there's other paths to get to. I got a conspiracy theory. And I want to throw by everybody. We'll do it in just a second, about what I think the Browns are doing. Maybe when the media is out there. But folks, it is June, the college championships back at Firestone. We were out there this week for Media Day. I can't wait, Ryan. My son and my dad, 3 generations of the Fontana, is going to stop out there at Firestone. Kids under 18, free, by the way, to get in. Our show is going to be live there Thursday at 11. We got Drennan and Hanlon there Thursday. Friday, Honor the Land, Big Factor, the Big Play Cleveland show. We're going to be all over it, but it is going to be so much fun because you get 2 experiences for your ticket, by the way. Not only do you get to go out there, watch all the golf. Ernie Els is one of my favorite golfers on the senior tour. He's going to be there.
He won last year, I believe.
He did, yeah. Stuart Sink, Jerry Kelly has won it. Like, they're all going to be out there, which is great. But it's the Colleague Infinity Zone, and that's where we're going to be at. They have concerts, 50,000 square feet of entertainment, live, concerts with the food trucks, celebrity appearances. It's all going to be there. ColleagueGolf.com. K-A-U-L-I-G. Everybody knows Matt Colleague. ColleagueGolf.com. June 18th through the 22nd. Kids get in free. And the biggest thing is, not only is this great golf, over the last 2 years, they've raised over $2.5 million for charities right here in Northeast Ohio. They've impacted 25 different charities right here in Northeast Ohio with over $2.5 million. How can this not be a win-win? It's Firestone. 72 years of professional golf at Firestone. You get to hang out, watch it, and just, again, bring the kids. I'm telling you, 100%, it's family friendly. Now, everybody gets a little party going on the happy hour. Happy hour Thursday and Friday, by the way. And you can have a great time with that, but it's great for the kids, too, to walk around and enjoy it. And we played Firestone. It's immaculate. ColleagueGolf.com. Really excited to see everybody out there. And, again, it's going to be a great time, so we'll see you there. All right, you ready for my conspiracy theory for the Browns? They're keeping so let me set this up. There's 3 days of practice, right? The media is only out there
I knew he was
one day of those 3. The reports are that the last 2 Wednesdays that the media are out there, it's been the same of the rotation and what they've seen. They're protecting Shedeur. This is going to have a negative connotation, and I don't mean it to. They are controlling the narrative. They are the ones that are out there saying, listen, what did I say last week? Just let the kid play. Let him figure some things out. And if he was out there taking first-team reps, Ryan, NFL.com would explode. Their Twitter would shut down if people were like, Shedeur's out here with all these videos, and and he looks good, and he's developing. But if he was out there taking first-team reps while the media was out there, I don't think that's a good thing for the Browns. I don't think it's a good thing for Shedeur. So I think they're doing the right thing here. control the narrative a little bit. Let these guys handle it. And remember that there's other practices we don't see. Now, mandatory minicamp is next week. 3 days, media be there every single day. That might change it a little bit. But you got to have some faith that the Browns know what they're doing and have control of this situation. Every rep is important. Everybody wants to dissect every little thing about what the quarterbacks are doing. It's going to be a totality thing. It's going to be the overarching thing. And at the end of the day, I don't know if this is going to make you feel good or not, they're going to make a decision. They're going to look at it and not by the stats. Ryan, there's a feel. When you just got a feel about something? Tommy Reese, Kevin Stefanski, whether Andrew Barry's involved in that decision or not, they're going to have that feel, and they're going to know. For better or worse, when it comes to training camp, they're going to know. And I do feel this, too, and I know this is something that a lot of people talked about. Tony Grossi's brought this up a few times. I saw Tony at the golf on Tuesday, by the way. I love Tony. It was good to see him. And he's brought this up, too, about do you think somebody's going to be eliminated by camp? There's 4. I'm not saying somebody's going to be traded away. The 2 rookies are making this team. There's no question on that. You'll have your starter. What happens with Pickett if they want to try to trade him away? If he wins the job, what do you do with Flacco? But do you think, Ryan, by the time we hit August, that they are going to unofficially say this is now a 3-horse race instead of 4?
If I know Kevin Stefanski, probably not. I don't think we're going to get any clearer till it's about damn near week 1. I think that's usually how it goes. I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, if somebody comes calling for Joe Flacco, a big name is the New Orleans Saints. I don't see why you wouldn't offer, you'd probably take the offer to get a draft pick, whatever it was, unless you really believe that you want to go out there and roll with Joe Flacco week 1, which just from everything we gather, it doesn't seem so. Everything I'm seeing is Kenny Pickett getting the starts reps with the starters first, and I know that could be playing into your illusion theory. Of course, that's open to the media. So I'll say no. I'll say no to that. I think they're gonna go to the wire.
It'll be wide out. And the other thing, you got to get ready for a season too. We're in camp, preseason reps. If Flacco even plays in the preseason, at this point, I'm not going to read too much into anything. My gut still says Joe Flacco's your starter, week 1. We'll see how the preseason goes, but let the guys live.
And remember, you go back to last year. Everybody was talking about, the offense looks great at the Greenbrier. Deshaun Watson looks great at the Greenbrier.
Thank you. Dude,
and what did that happen? It led to the most inefficient offense I've ever seen.
I got to bring this up quick. Bubba Ventrone, special teams coordinator, goes, Dustin Hopkins, Browns kicker, he's on a clean slate to start the season. What? What do you mean? Oh, he's got a clean slate. It's a new season. Not for me, he doesn't. He's kicking it well in camp. They have a track man out there to see how low his kicks are going.
What are we
doing?
They got to justify that extension.
Something. It's not a clean slate on Dustin Hopkins for me. But it is camp. It's everybody's supposed to look at a minicamp. Everybody's supposed to look at a minicamp. And everybody's freaking out. Oh, that ball was intercepted. What are we doing? Let the guys get it done. We'll see how training camp goes. All right, Ryan, who's not an Ohio State fan in any stretch of the imagination, didn't like what Ryan Day had to say this week about the automatic qualifiers that should be for the college football playoff. We'll get to all that coming up here in just a second. Folks, Fairway Ford, I heard something, a lot of great car dealerships in Northeast Ohio. And there was somebody that was talking we have hundreds of vehicles. And I was like, oh, that's great. You know how many Fairway Ford has? 500. 500. Folks, they are slammed with cars. They're willing to make deals for you as well. Trucks, SUVs, the Broncos, the Mustangs, whatever you're looking for, the employee pricing is still going. There's also there can be a dark side to buying a car. You buy a lemon. You get, sign up for this insane rate and I saw this thing too. Really average car payment is like $600 a month in the United States. At Fairway Ford, I can tell you this. They're packed with cars. They are good people. They are selling good vehicles. Even the used ones are amazing. And they go through so many, checks and everything on the used ones. At the end of the day, it's a 20-year plus family owned and operated. They're going to do right by you. It's as simple as that. They're going to get you the APR that you're looking for. They're not going to hook you in on some deal and you sign something you don't even know what you're looking for and all of a sudden you're paying. You can go in there and say, I would like to pay X per month. This is what I can afford. Okay, let's talk. What's the down payment? What can we do for an interest rate? Just know that you are going to get the best service, the best car, and the best pricing possible at Fairway Ford. Add them to your list. As you're searching around, you're looking for that vehicle, fairwayfordohio.com. It's that easy. They have a chat feature right on there. You can do a lot of the stuff online. You find your vehicle, send them a message, hey, I'm coming out to see it next week, and you can drive out, pick it out, get it paid for and done, head on home. They'll deliver it to your home. They'll deliver it anywhere for you. It can be tricky out there. Go somewhere you can trust, and I'm standing by the people at Fairway Ford because I believe in everything they have there. Great vehicles with great people and great pricing. It's that simple. Fairwayfordohio.com. Get in there, pre-tariff pricing, employee pricing for everybody, great rates. Get there before it goes because eventually it will. Get there, Fairway Ford. All right, Ryan Day spoke about the automatic qualifiers for the college football playoff. We'll discuss it next. Fontana Show right here in Big Play and The Rock.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Energy-efficient products at an affordable price. Visit smartchoicewindows.com today.
All right, back here on the Fontana Show, part of the Big Play Network. You can always follow us on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. Ryan's at Ryan Tyler 33. I'm at Matt Fontana 83. Presented by our great friends at Garage Beer. College Championships coming to Firestone, Fairway Ford, and Pure AV. You might be saying, well, Matt, I already got some things set up there on the home automation or the nice TV or the surround sound, outdoor. What if it breaks? And it was, Don was talking to me about this at Pure AV. It was, Matt, we get a lot of calls, people to get out there and fix some things up that other people installed. And that is something, the service beyond the installation, the latest updates. You want to trick something back up that was done. Pure AV, it is endless at what you can do with them. The golf simulators are I can't even imagine the kind of maintenance that even goes into like golf simulator because you think, oh, I set it up, right? There's updates, something could break. Pure AV is there beyond the installation. They are there beyond the sale. It's not like, we installed it, best of luck with everything. Don't call us ever again. No. And they do have about 10% of their business is fixing some other things that just sometimes break or frankly were installed improperly. And it happens, right? Pure AV is the place to go from the start. Whatever you're dreaming, I know Father's Day is right around the corner. Want to get that man cave done for dad? Go Pure AV. Go to their website, check them out, pureavcorp.com. That is pureavcorp.com. Go see their showroom down in Akron. You go to the Firestone, stop at Pure AV. It's literally around the corner from there. So if you're going down, go see them there. But they can come out to your home as well, and it's endless on what they can do for you. They'll stick to your budget as well, pureavcorp.com. So the college football playoffs, as the expansion is quick, and they're already starting to get ready to go for 16 teams. The fight is on right now about how many automatic qualifiers there should be. So they got rid of that seeding where if you're a conference champion, you automatically get a bye because after the season, there will be no byes. Ryan Day spoke to ESPN on Wednesday, and he felt, just as the Big Ten does, that the Big Ten deserves 4 automatic bids to the college football playoff. The SEC would get 4. The ACC gets 2. The Big 12 gets 2, group of 5, 1, and then you figure it out from there. And I know. Now, here's the thing. I said that to you, Ryan, and you were like, it sounds like a little too much. The other side of it is you only do 5 automatic qualifiers, and that would be 1 conference champion from all of them, and then you have 11 at-large bids. Me personally, that's the one to go with. Because if you have 11 outside of your conference champions, I trust the committee to get the right 11 in. And I don't know if I felt that way. Even this past year, we're like, Boise State made it in Arizona. Some of those are going to have to make it. But for the Big Ten to sit here and say, well, we're required to have 4, you're probably going to get 4 almost every year anyway. And if you shoehorn them into saying it's just the 4, then what happens one year when you actually deserve 5? And you sit there, they're going to say, well, no. You got 4 and you've always had 4. You're only ever going to get 4. There's a world, same thing with the SEC, they actually deserve 5. So that's where I think opening it up and leaving it open is the best way to go with it for college football. 4 for a conference, it's a lot. The only 2 that deserve it would be the SEC and the Big Ten. I don't think you got to put a label on it. I think you just leave it open and let the best teams make it in.
It also seems like if you're doing that, then you're inherently saying, oh, because I'm in the Big Ten, then rightfully, I should have a higher, ceiling to get into the playoffs. Like, okay, that'd be different if you were consistently playing the Big Ten teams. Like Ohio State every year would play Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, but that's not the case. Like if you're paying $1 million, $500,000, whatever it is to play a team like Middle Tennessee week 3. Like that'd be different. I get it. But Ohio State, yes, is always going to be perennially good. Oregon is probably always going to be perennially good. Now, Penn State is always either really good or pretty much middle of the pack. I don't like
got
that.
a new head coach,
and it goes back to my inherent problem with college football is I understand it's all about money. Of course it is. You want your Ohio States to make the playoffs. You want your Alabamas, Tennessees, Georgias, all that. But from a guy who doesn't have a fandom as an elite program, I like the randomness that could come down to it. Like, I would rather see a up-and-coming BYU with 2 losses make the college playoff than an Indiana who lost 3 times, 4 times just because they played Ohio State, Penn State, and you name it, Michigan State, even though Michigan State's not that good, Michigan in a season. Like, I want that opportunity for these other teams. I hate automatic qualifiers.
I think you got to have them because here's the sacrifice. There's one of 2 things that are going to get sacrificed. The conference championship games or your out-of-conference games.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if you had 4 automatic qualifiers out of the Big Ten, there is 0 reason for the Buckeyes to play Texas out of conference. There's 0 reason for them to call up Alabama like they do in a couple of years and say, we're going to play that game. Why would you?
Exactly.
Why would you? Now, you go 1 automatic qualifier, you can play those out-of-conference games, and the Big Ten championship still matters because there's your automatic qualifier. And I would like to dream up a scenario. Like, remember when, like, Northwestern randomly made the Big Ten championship? That was when there was division in division, right? Now it's like they'll take anybody of the 2. You know, Ohio State and Michigan could play again in the Big Ten championship game. I'd love that, to go into a Big Ten championship game that it's like, let's say it is Ohio State and like Wisconsin or something, and Wisconsin needs to win to get in. That means something. But again, when you have teams that are still, and the other thing about that, let's say they gave 4 to the Big Ten. Who's picking those 4? Is that on the conference to say these are the 4 we're going to send, or is that on the college football committee to say, hey, we have to pick 4 and we will be the ones to pick it? I'm with you. I don't like this. It's too much. It's too fast. The 12 team I thought worked well. That was so much football though. So much football.
If you're Ohio,
maybe even too much.
If you're Ohio State, and let's just say their schedule, I know they have certain games they have to play. Of course, they play Michigan every year, and then what is it, Penn State every other year, something like that.
Well, see, here's the weird thing on this season, right? Bill Bender, Sporting News, he ranked the hardest schedules in the Big Ten. Technically, Ohio State, by his metric, is the 4th hardest one. You don't know why? They have 4 ranked matchups. They play Penn State. Illinois is ranked. Michigan is ranked right now, but like they do not play Oregon this year, right? They do not play, not the USC's all that good, but yeah, like on this rotation, it just depends on who you're playing on what given year. Oh, Texas, that's the 4th. I was sitting there, I was like, what's the 4th one? Texas. They're playing number 1 Texas, and then they have 3 Big Ten opponents that are ranked. It could have been 5 if it just happened to be the year that they played Oregon, but they're not playing them this year.
Yeah. And like if you're Ohio State, and let's just say your schedule built out to where the toughest team you played all year was Oregon, which is a great team, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
They were like the number 1 team, obviously. But that was the only ranked team you played. I know that's not how it's going to play out, but just for the hypothetical argument. And they go undefeated. You'd be like 1 seed, they're the number 1 seed in the college football playoff, no question about it. But vice versa, if I'm just throwing out a random team, Colorado, obviously this isn't going to happen. But the hardest team they played was Iowa State. And they went 13-0 in the Big 12. You'd be like, oh, well, then you look at their resume. Well, you don't do the same thing for Ohio State because there's an inherent bias because of how good the program was previously.
And it's also inherent about what did your other opponents do. You know, they always do that in college basketball when they do the bracketology and stuff. They always do quality wins. Like, you know, again, all right, we beat Illinois. Who did Illinois beat? And how, I mean, that trickles into college football as well. And then you have like teams like Alabama that are sitting there crying because they didn't make it. It's like you lost to a 500 Vanderbilt team.
Yeah.
You know, you lost to a 5. They lost to another
Oklahoma.
500 team. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And it's like, you really deserve to make it? So it's like there's a balance that they have not struck yet about keeping sanctity in the regular season. And within that, college or conference championships and out-of-conference games. But then also still making the playoff.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Michigan game already inherently lost a lot of value in these last couple years. Wouldn't it lose even more?
It would, as far as the playoff goes,
right?
Certainly, because there's a world that both of them could make it.
You'd be looking at Ohio State versus Michigan. Oh, well, both teams up to this point are undefeated, or maybe not undefeated, but 1 or 2 losses.
1 loss, sure.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Both of these teams, no matter who loses, they're going to both go in.
And then they probably don't want to go to the Big Ten championship games. That's 1 extra game, then they got to go play. You're going to cannibalize something. I don't know what it is. And college football sprinted and ran to get to this point. You got to pay the piper on that eventually. And they do not have it figured out yet. And I hope they find a way to balance everything on out. All right, Cavs coming up. That Cooper Flag trade idea. Ryan's not completely dismissing it. It was just an insane trade idea. It comes back to where do we sit with the Cavs? They lose Jordan Ott. They could lose Johnny Bryan and the assistant staff. We'll get into some wine and gold and some guards coming up. Stay with us. Fontana Show, presented by our great friends, Fairway Ford, Garage Beer, Pure AV, and the College Championships. Back right after this.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
All right, NBA Finals kicking off Thursday night. If you're watching this on The Rock, Ryan and I recorded this midday Thursday, so we will get our preview at the end, our prediction. It's got to be the Thunder. They're like minus 1,000.
Hey, Pacers have won every game won.
It's
up
just,
to this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like watching the finals or watching the playoffs. I guess maybe we should root for the Pacers because then at least we say we lost to the team that won the whole thing. I don't know. Cavs are sitting here. Welcome back. Fontana Show here on Big Play on The Rock. Ryan Tyler, Matt Fontana with you. But there was that article that got put out of just never would happen in a million years. The Mavericks, who should not have even had that pick, got it. They're getting Cooper Flag. Don't worry about it. They came up with just insane trade ideas just because. And one of them involved Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen going out. You bring in Cooper Flag. It'll never happen in a million years. But it does come back to the balance of what Kobe Altman is going to try to do here and thread this needle. As I've said in the show, I don't want to give away Jared Allen or Darius Garland. I think the Cavs are operating the right way. Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell, hang that phone on up. Unless it's for Luka, Giannis. He's going to the Raptors, though. You see, I have mutual interest for him to go north of the border there.
Ew.
You got to look. Yeah, you don't like the Raptors pick there?
No.
They'd keep Scotty Barnes. They'd keep Brandon Ingram.
Wow.
It'd be like R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, a couple other guys to go back, but just to change the scenery, I guess, for Giannis, I don't know. So it's like those are the pieces, and I want the Cavs to do something. I do. Whether that is actually feasible, I don't know. But I need the Cavs to do something. And how this team is going to be viewed and how Kobe Altman, I really think, is going to be viewed in the grand scheme of things. You built an amazing team. The NBA comes in and says, Dikembe Mutombo, no. You can't build a good team anymore in the NBA because we're just going to come in and we're going to just luxury tax and apron you to have to give everything up. NBA is screwed up so bad on that. And I'm saying that as somebody who watched a team get built the right way and now we can't keep anybody together. But the Cavs got to view this and say this is not good enough. And if they want to sit there and say that we're going to keep everybody together, but we're going to have a mindset shift, something's got to change. Whether it's the physical players on the roster or the mentality of those players on the roster. This is not good enough anymore. And you also, I frankly think, are entering a time where the Eastern Conference is kind of there for the taking. Look what the Pacers have done. You think the Knicks are... Why the hell they fired Tibbs? I have no idea. It's the Knicks. Good, whatever. Keep shooting themselves in the foot. Tatum's out for the year. You don't know what the Celtics are going to be. Now is the time to strike. Now is the time to get after it. The last thing I want the Cavs to do is sit there on their hands and go, well, we just hope for better results next year. That's not good enough. It's just not. I'm not trading away Jared Allen for some sixth-man 3-and-D rotation wing. I ain't doing that. Find something. Find something, Kobe. Don't get taken, but you got to make a change. It's not good enough, man. It's just not.
To go back to the Cooper Flag trade idea, I understand it's a lot. First of all, it's a lot to stomach, and it'd be a lot to stomach to think of parting ways with Donovan Mitchell. But it comes back to this. You mentioned they built an amazing team. Well, did they build an amazing team, or did they build an amazing regular season team, which the NBA up in major sports is probably the least valuable regular season. I mean, we've seen that firsthand here with LeBron James, who didn't give a damn about the regular season, and rightfully so. And for all the people, and they all say, well, Evan Mobley is going to be the key piece that brings you to a championship. Eventually, he's going to evolve to be that best player. And if you're looking at it right now, and you talk about the East being wide open, well, I didn't think it was necessarily closed this season. I understand the Pacers will look really good and they're in the finals. We'll see what happens there. But you had a pretty good opportunity to make the finals and then the Eastern Conference Finals at least and play the Knicks, who we all think they probably would have beat if the regular season was any indication of that at least. Donovan Mitchell, 2 years left on his contract. Now, your window is, like you said, it is a pretty good wide open window. You were the 1 seed in the East. It goes back to that point. Can they get it done in the playoffs? Because if not, well, Donovan Mitchell, 2 years left on his contract. You're not going to let him walk for nothing. Eventually, you might have to consider trading him if you don't get the job done. By the way, Johnny Bryant didn't get hired by the Suns. So if he goes to the Knicks, by the way, who they call Johnny Bryant, Donovan Mitchell's mentor and confidant, that'd probably be a good recipe for Donovan Mitchell to go. And then you're also getting younger and you're able to move Jared Allen. I think rightfully so, if you don't believe that the Cavs are a playoff team, which, to be honest, they haven't given us much evidence they are. I'm just saying it's a trade to consider.
Yeah, and that's where you're talking about the window that you have with Donovan.
Which I don't even think the Mavericks would do it.
Like you said, no, that was just like a fodder trade. That was just kind of fun and whatever. But like, yeah, you're looking at the window that you have for right now.
And
with
if Cooper
Donovan.
Flagg is supposed to be as good as Cooper Flagg is, I mean, hell.
I mean, that's the thing. You have built it up for this run. At this point, would you not say it's been disappointing on this run? You've not even been to an Eastern Conference Finals, Donovan Mitchell.
Absolutely.
Disappointing. So now, deviate your plan. You have the best laid plan, and actually, you have hit every mark on this plan. You've done a fantastic job, Kobe Altman and Dan Gilbert and everybody over there. There's not been a move yet that I haven't liked. I liked the DeAndre Hunter. I liked getting Kenny Atkinson in here. Liked everything to this point. And it's only gotten me here. Sometimes you just got to make a little change. And I think that's what's going to happen to have the Cavs. All right, don't need to change anything with the guards. All right, we did this Thursday. A nice win on Thursday or Wednesday against the Yankees. Dude, the standings are absolutely insane right now. Plus, there's some trade rumors for the Guardians out there. A couple things we got to keep our eye on. We'll talk some baseball. We'll do it next. Fontana Show, part of the Big Play Network and The Rock.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Infinity. Luxury experiences for those who dare to be different. Visit infinityofbeechwood.com today.
Guardians just kind of hanging out right now. Some tough series against the Dodgers. They beat back up on the Angels. They get one there in the Yankees. They're kind of where I'm going to tell you. I think they're a step ahead of where I thought they were actually going to be. Talk about it right here. Fontana Show, welcome back. Part of Big Play. You can check us out Thursday nights there or on Fridays on The Rock. Check us out on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. Download the Big Play app for all of our shows. And I got to tell you, some behind-the-scenes stuff coming from our time down there, Firestone. It's going to be up there. Go check out the app, Big Play. So this is the craziest thing. If the playoffs started today, we're doing this on Thursday, but still, Ryan, there'd be 3 AL Central teams in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, just like there was last year.
The Tigers out to a 6-game lead on us, by the way, and about the Twins. Then the Twins have the wild card. We're in the second wild card. Then Seattle, the Royals are only a half game out. Ryan, there's 6 teams within 2 games of one another for that wild card spot. Guardians, I actually thought this was going to be a down year for them. I really thought of the excitement and how you just took the world by storm last year. I was expecting them to be down. They're a step above where I thought they were going to be. Seriously, they are better off than where I thought they were going to be right now. And they've done it and they've pieced it together. Like, there's these things. Like Angel Martinez, he's bat more. I know Gabriel Arias has come back to earth. Woo! That's a tough one. I don't know how many at-bats John Kenzie Noel deserves to be getting anymore.
0.
Jose Ramirez is elite. Elite right now. Santana, okay. All right. Kwan's just doing fine. And then you got like Daniel Schneemann, leading second baseman in WAR. Catching situations so rough. Starting pitching. You're going to get starts like that out of Luis Ortiz. You're not going to get it all the time. Gavin Williams showing promise. You know where I stand on Tanner Bybee. I don't think Bybee will ever be a top-end rotation guy. There are starts he looks that way. Comes out there and strikes out the side in the first inning against the Yankees. Liked seeing that. They're just finding a way. And I don't want to get too caught up on a lot of this. I read an article. They're like already, trade candidates for the Guardians. They talked about if it goes bad, trading Santana away and trading Lane Thomas away, who's injured and all that. I'm not even really thinking about it. Like, it's maybe a bad thing for how I view this team. Ryan, anything they do this year is going to be a bonus. So I sit here content and happy about where they're at. And if they're in the playoff hunt come August, then maybe we'll be singing a different tune. But as we enter June and we're in the thick of it right now, I'm over the moon about the Guardians. I just love it. This is kind of what I expected. I don't think I would have liked to have won the Central. I didn't think they would. I did not think the Tigers were going to. But you're in it. Keep trying to win series. That's the only thing that matters right now. You'll get Bieber back. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. And you're getting some good starting pitching out of the other guys. Cantillo's down in the minors now, getting stretched back out to be a starter. It sucks about Lively going down. Just keep clawing. That's all I'm asking of this team right now. And I know my gut still probably says, are they going to make the playoffs right now?
Do I think so?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think
There's
so.
two ways to look
I
at this the Guardian season right now. It's through the lens of the record, which is good. It's above 500. Right now, you'd be in the playoffs.
Well, I know where you're going.
And I can't hate you for viewing it that way. But
Where
there's
you
also, I put on my metric glasses, all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there. Basically, every metric suggests that the Guardians are playing better than they actually should be. I mean,
they have a
runs allowed
negative
rate,
run differential.
strikeout rate, all of that stuff.
All
a
of
negative run differential, if that demonstrates anything. Like Jeff Passan wrote an article, he put teams into, they were sellers, they were tweeners, they were likely holders, which were the Guardians were at, and then there were contenders. And basically for the Guardians, he said their objective this season, keep poking, this is his words, keep poking the voodoo doll that allows the Guardians to win despite every metric saying that they shouldn't. And listen, that is Guards ball. It's the little things that maybe don't show up on the stat sheet that win you games, and that's exactly their formula. So, I mean, do I think they'll make the playoffs? I don't. But eventually, I think something's going to hit the road, whether it's pitching. Although if Shane Bieber comes back and looks good and you get starts out of that like Luis Ortiz, like you mentioned, I think it's just going to come down to offense. It's Jose Ramirez. And it makes me sick, the fact that he's having one of his best campaigns of his career right now. Yeah. And you know Jose usually takes him a little bit to get going. But at what point are you going to have somebody that you can consistently put behind him and protect him?
Dude, Fry was off the DL for IL for 2 days. They put him back in the cleanup spot. Like, that's how void you are of it. Manzardo is just going to be Manzardo. Again, some of these other guys have just kind of gotten exposed. The thing is, you know, at the end of it, you're still going to have questions. Nothing is ever going to be all completely shored up with this team. Just enjoy the ride.
Matt, I made this comparison earlier today, actually. We've been looking for somebody to protect Jose Ramirez, you know, a consistent bat. Like, we've been waiting forever for Myles Garrett to get a consistent running mate. Yeah. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah. Well, and then everybody's got hot takes about we should have taken Jack Caglione, you know, because he's already up and, like, Bazana's hurt. Yeah. Like, calm some of this down. But Guards are doing fine. I like where they're at and just enjoy the summer. Grid. Let's get to it. We got it. Come your way next. All right, I feel like we're on a little hot streak here with the Immaculate Grid. Welcome back, Fontana Show here on the Rock on Fridays. Big play on Thursday nights, presented by Pure AV. Fairway, Ford, Garage Beer, the Colleague Championship. Let's go, Ryan, Immaculate Grid.
All right.
Only one team. All right, we do usually pretty well with that. What's the one we had last week? It was undrafted.
Which is just absolutely ridiculous.
Disgusting. All right, Caleb Williams works. Bryce Young, it's fine.
Is he going to be good this year?
I don't.
You're a notorious Bryce Young hater.
I don't think so. Joe Burrow. The Bangalorean had to remind me today that, or it might have been Drew, that Joe Burrow's probably better than every quarterback in the league. I'm like, he's certainly better than the ones in Cleveland. All right, here we go.
Vikings Bears. Is that Jimmy? No, Jimmy Graham. No,
not in the Vikings. No.
There's somebody screaming at me.
Well, it's not Hawkinson. It's oh man. Now you got me in a tizzy. It's a receiver.
Is it?
I don't know. We can open it up. I was thinking a lot about it. What is screaming me? Vikings, Bengals.
Vikings, Bengals.
Yeah. Something. All right. Vikings quarterbacks. Dante Culpepper, Nick Mullins.
Christian Ponder.
Cousins doesn't work in any of those other spots. Dalton doesn't work Bengals or any of the other ones. Randy Moss didn't go to any of those other places. Chris Carter didn't go to any of those places. Chad Johnson didn't go in it. Okay.
Latavius Murray? No.
That's a deep cut. Ooh, we're off to a rough start here with the Vikings.
We can move on to the Dolphins.
All right, you want to try Dolphins? Ted Ginn? He works for Panthers.
And the Dolphins.
No, I'm saying Dolphins I know for a fact works, but I didn't know if you worked for the Bears too. But let's just go. We can just go, let's just go Ted Ginn.
He definitely played for the Panthers, right?
100%. Okay. 100%, no question on that. All right, we're on the board here. All right, Bears, Dolphins.
Something's screaming at me for this.
It's not Tannehill. It's not Cutler. It's not
Tyrod. Did he play for?
He was in Miami. I know that. Do you feel like he was in Chicago?
I can't confidently say so.
Brian Hoyer was in Chicago, but I don't think he ever went to any of those other two places.
Jonnu Smith wasn't anywhere.
Josh McCown. Ryan Fitzpatrick works Bengals, Dolphins. But wait, does he not work for the Bears too? Did he play in Chicago?
I can't picture him in a Bears shoes.
I do. But
Oh.
just go Fitzpatrick there. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, Fitzpatrick's good there. Running back, Ronnie Brown? Ooh.
Jay Ajayi, did he play for the Bears?
I don't think so. But do you remember Ronnie Brown?
No.
Oh, first round pick out of Miami. If we get down to it, remind me of that.
Stephon Gilmore, didn't he play for the Panthers?
Yes, he did.
And he played for the Vikings, right?
Yep. Good call, Stephon Gilmore. Well done. Well done. Ooh, so there had to have been a more popular one there that we're missing. I don't know. All right.
Is that Julius Peppers?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Bengals, Vikings. Gesicki was never in Minnesota, was he? No. CJ Uzama, those are the tight ends. Running backs, Adrian Peterson. Oh, does Adrian Peterson work for the Bears?
I thought that. I couldn't remember.
So here's the weird thing. There's another Adrian Peterson. There's two.
Oh,
There's
is
the
there?
one guy that was like the all-star, like, MVP running back,
Yeah.
and then there's another one that I
Okay.
know played in Chicago, but I don't remember if he
Oh,
actually played.
jeez. Adam Thielen didn't play for
No,
the
he was not
Bears.
in ball or
Or
not in
the Bengals.
Cincinnati.
Percy Harvin.
Yeah, I don't think he. No.
Did Kevin Zeitler play for the Vikings?
No, he went to Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, he was in Detroit. I don't know
And
why.
of course, isn't the one NFC North team Za'Darius hasn't played for is the Bears?
Correct. Yes, correct. Like, okay, like Rudy Johnson, no. Joe Mixon, obviously, no. Jamal Lewis, no.
Brandon Marshall, did he play for the Dolphins?
He did.
He
That
did?
works. Yes, that works. Brandon Marshall works up there.
I
Yes,
thought
does.
he
yes,
played for the
Brandon
Dolphins.
Marshall works. Yes, he does. Yes. Pick the right one.
Oh.
There we go. All right, yeah, I gotta pick the right one. You gotta make sure you pick the right one. There you go. There you go.
All right.
All right, Vikings.
Did
Man,
Christian
why the
Ponder
Vikings?
play for the Bears? Or did Mike Glennon play for Vikings? Maybe.
I don't. I'd
We can hold
rip
on to
it,
it.
but I don't.
What about kickers?
All right, Fat Randy never kicked in Minnesota. He kicked in Cincinnati. Did Austin Seibert kick in Minnesota? Do you like that? Okay, I know for a fact Greg Joseph kicked in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I think he
It
kicked for
does
Chicago.
sound kinda
I think it
right.
sounds right. Greg Joseph. Oh!
Any other thoughts for any of these?
I don't think it's Culpepper. I don't. No.
Who are we missing, man? There's got to be somebody here. Oh, I'll give up.
It's not Randall Cunningham.
To play for the Bears?
I don't
mean,
think
might
he
as well
played.
just rip it.
Yeah, I don't think he played for the Bears. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah.
Nope.
Here we go.
All righty. Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. I would. Irv Smith was
dude,
the
that was
best
a
we
deep
could have
cut.
gotten there.
Yeah, that would have been a deep cut.
That would have been a deep cut.
That was
There's
a
your
tough
Adam
one.
Thielen,
That was
by
a
the
tough
way.
one.
Yeah, the Vikings got us. All right, NBA Finals prediction. We'll get them. Stay with us. NBA Finals time. Are you dampered because the Cavs? Like, are you gonna watch and like root against the pay? I
just hope for good basketball, which I think
Well,
is
like,
what we're gonna get.
Adam Silver comes out and he's like, "Well, you wouldn't care if it was small market in the NFL."
Which,
Hey,
by the way, was an awful comparison.
Oh, terrible. You're not the NFL, Adam. You're just not. So it is going to, I think, take a little. This is the smallest market metric in the last 30 years in the NBA.
Thunder
Smallest they
also,
could've
I
gotten.
believe, Thunder are a top 10 NBA Finals favorite of all time.
Huge. Minus 1,000. Fontana Show. Appreciate everybody joining us as always. Check us out on the Roku app. Download that for Big Play. Check us out on Instagram at Big Play. YouTube is Big Play at Matt Fontana Show on Twitter. I'm gonna say it's not. I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna say Thunder in 6. I think the Pacers show up for a game or two here or there. I just don't know if I quite trust the Thunder to like really just mash it and get done. Thunder have to win this series. I'll take them in 6.
I'll
right?
go Thunder in 6 as well, but
Okay.
but I'm gonna say Pacers actually take game 1 like they have every other.
Interesting.
They've taken game 1 every series, so I'll
All
say
right.
they take game 1 and make it interesting.
Yeah, well, you're watching The Rock on Friday. You already know how it goes. Enjoy the weekend. Don't forget College Championship coming up. We'll remind you about that on next week's show. Thanks to our friends at Pure AV Garage Beer, Fairway Ford. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.